Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 414. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic, family, is Lead Generation Mastermind, generating leads for your business and other businesses. Lead Generation Mastermind, generating leads for your business and other businesses. It's unfortunate, but many businesses fail or they hit a revenue ceiling that they just can't break. And in order to build and scale your business, guys, you're going to need to have lead generation systems in place. And what I wanted to do is talk about one of the most impactful topics that entrepreneurs need to understand, but not just understand, but to master. Now, before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Also, 2 platforms I've created to help circulate those dollars in the worldwide Black community, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Also, don't forget BEBacademy.com. You can get 3 days free access to the Academy, which is an online learning portal, and we have all types of online courses, master classes, and resources to help elevate your entrepreneur IQ. I just want to make this special announcement and also give you an opportunity to work directly with me. I said earlier in today's podcast that I want to talk about the most impactful topics. And I'm telling you guys, the most impactful topic is lead generation. And I say this all the time. No leads equals no sales equals no business. And what I've done is I've combined an online course and a mastermind group. So if you're interested in joining, I'm only taking 5 people because that's the maximum I can hold. Go to BEBmastermind.com to learn more. BEBmastermind.com. It is a 4-session mastermind group with myself and 5 members. Also, we're going to have 2 one-on-ones. So when you finish the mastermind portion, you're going to have 2 one-hour one-on-ones with me so we can create and make sure you implement what we learned so you can start generating leads for your business and other businesses if you want to branch out that way. See, the beauty about being able to generate leads, you can do it for yourself. Number 1, which is a major skill. It's a revenue generating skill. And every other business, I don't care what they sell, they also need leads. So this actually can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So go to BEBmastermind.com. There's a short audio for you to check out. And if you're interested, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the mastermind group. And once again, it's a combination of an online course, but 4 live group sessions, mastermind sessions. We're going to be doing hot seats, breakouts, and we're going to hold you accountable and help you move your lead generation system along. And we're also going to talk about how you can use this same system to make money and generate revenues for other businesses. BEBmastermind.com. All right, let's dive into today's content, guys. Lead Generation Mastermind, generating leads for your business and other businesses. So the foundation of any business, guys, is leads. And I'm not talking about regular leads. I'm talking about qualified leads. I'm talking about prospective customers for your business. So whatever product and or service that you sell, you want to have people that are qualified. somebody that's ready, willing, and able to purchase from you. So there's a big difference between getting leads that are qualified and getting BS leads, okay, or just general leads. So I always talk about a sales funnel. And if you put water into a sales funnel, it's going to flow smoothly. If you put rocks into a sales funnel, guess what? It's going to get clogged up. So you equate water to qualified leads and you equate rocks to just regular leads that aren't qualified. And so what you want to do, guys, is you want to hone and create a system that consistently gives you that water, that consistently gives you qualified leads. Somebody raised their hand based on some content you put out there, a lead magnet, part of your sales funnel or whatever. They raised their hand to get that content. Okay. So once again, guys, I always say no leads equals no sales equals no business. And so I always talk about the importance of building a database, right? So you can't create a database if you don't have leads or qualified leads. See, this is a foundational piece to your business. So anybody that talks about or wants to grow their business or scale their business, this is a foundational component. Yes, you can scale your business without getting new leads into your system, but trust me, it's going to be a lot harder. Because what you're going to have to do now is you're going to have to increase prices to your current customers since you're not generating new leads. Now, I say this all the time, but I have to remember that not everybody has listened to the podcast for a long period of time. I'm sure I have some first-time listeners here. So if you've heard this, please bear with me. So the number one metric that I look at every morning is not money in my bank account. It's how many new leads I put into my lead generation system. Okay. And you might be saying, well, why the heck does that matter? Because it's all a function of numbers. The more qualified leads I have in my database, the more money I'm going to make. It's a function of the numbers. So the difference between a $1 million product launch that you see these gurus talking about and $100 product launch is not necessarily how smart they are, but they understand that the larger your database is, your leads, the more money you're going to make. So if you have a 3% conversion rate on a product or service you're selling, and you email out or you talk to 1 million people on your database, those leads, or you talk to 100 people and you have a 3% conversion rate, guess what? You're going to make a lot more money if you have 1 million people in your database. And so that's why lead generation is so important. It is the foundational component of any successful business. So if you've ever seen these old commercials back in the day, the 70s and the 80s, they talk about the Maytag repairman. And it was funny because the Maytag repairman would be sitting around in the office with his feet up on the desk and there's nothing to do because Maytag was supposedly so good they didn't have to repair it. So you don't want to be sitting around as an entrepreneur looking like the Maytag repairman and having not anything to do. And I used to see this all the time in the mortgage business. You'd have guys walking around the office holding on to these 3 or 4 files, hoping that these loans get closed. And I used to tell them the reason that you're so engrossed in these files is because you don't have anything else behind it. So if you have a consistent flow of leads, you're going to make money as long as they're qualified leads and you know how to sell. So that's what this is all about, guys. Lead generation mastermind, generating leads for your business and other businesses if you want to. So that's not obviously a prerequisite, but if you want to make money, if you know how to do this, it's a skill set that every business needs and not a lot of people know how to do it. So why do you want to do this, right? Number one is you want to generate consistent leads for your business. I just talked about that. Also, it's a revenue generating skill set. And that's the most important piece of the puzzle, as I said earlier. So you can't build your database without qualified leads, right? That's what your database is. It's a list of qualified leads, not just BS leads or garbage leads, but people that have an interest in your product and or services. You know, I told the story, I think it was last week or the week before last, about one of the largest financial services companies I was doing some contract work for, and they were teaching their financial advisors how to generate new business. And one of the ways was knocking on doors in nice neighborhoods or knocking on business doors. Once again, which is not a qualified lead. So you literally are knocking on people's doors that may not even want your services or don't even want to be bothered. So you're wasting your time. So you want to generate qualified leads, somebody that raises their hand and says, hey, I have an interest in your product or service, or I have an interest in your lead magnet. I have an interest in your content. And that's what this is all about. So once again, revenue generating skill set is the most important piece of the puzzle. You want to keep your business or grow your business. This is it. So the reason you're trying all these harebrained ideas and wasting money out there is because you don't have enough people to talk to. So how many different ways have you tried to generate business? And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a system to this thing, guys. It's not just throwing stuff against the wall and see what sticks. It's not throwing darts blindfolded. It's a system out there. So when you start reaching, when you start doing things that don't really make sense, it's because you don't have enough people to talk to. It's because you don't have enough leads in your pipeline. And that is critical, guys, to building a business. All right. So also, if your income level is up and down, if it fluctuates month by month, 1 month, you may do $100,000. The next month you do $100. That's because you don't have a system that's generating consistent leads on a daily basis. Okay, you need a consistent level of income that you can count on each month, guys. It's a science to it. All right, so if you notice your business, yeah, man, I had a great month this month. Next month it was bad. The month after that it was great. That's all fine and dandy, especially if you're in the seasonal business. I understand that. So if you're in lawn care and you're here in the Northeast, Philly, New York, DC, whatever, you know, during the spring and summer is your high time. You know, fall and winter, you're going to fall back. So if it's a seasonal business, you understand that. But if your business is not seasonal, you need consistent income all the time. So I always talk about building your database, right? So you want to do that so you can continue to market to people. So we make this big to do about Amazon Prime days. Oh, Amazon Prime is coming up. Amazon Prime. All Amazon Prime is Amazon sending emails to their database. How do they get that database? Okay, they lead generation. You may see a commercial out there. You may see an email. Hey, sign up for Amazon Prime. Do this, that, whatever. But they generate those leads. So you literally can create your own Amazon Prime days anytime you want with your database. But you won't have a database, guys, if you don't have leads, if you don't have qualified leads. So you literally can turn the faucet off and on, guys, with qualified leads. You have a program. You have a new product or service. Guess what? You have qualified leads. You know what? Let me put this offer out there and a certain percent of people will convert. It's a function of the numbers. The more qualified leads that you have in the database, the more money you're going to make. All right. People always worry about the money first. The money is a byproduct of your system. Let me repeat that. The money is a byproduct of your system. A lot of you guys don't have a system. So when the money comes in, even you're surprised. You're like, oh, damn, I made some money today. But wouldn't you like a consistent stream of income? Do you still like to have the up and down weeks, up and down months? Come on, man. You in this thing for real. This is a business. You're not playing with this thing. So you need to focus on systems. So successful businesses have tons of systems, but the two systems you need to start with are a lead generation system and a fulfillment system. Once you start making the money, you can play around with all the other stuff. Lead generation system and a fulfillment system. How to generate new leads and how to fulfill those leads. How to get your product to the customer. So if it's a digital product, that's very simple. If it's a physical product, you may have to pick, pack, and ship, or you may outsource that. So in order to build your platform, guys, your database, your platform, those are the two things that you need in addition to having a lead generation system. So your lead generation system build your database. Your database is used in conjunction with your platform. So your platform is how do you communicate with your prospects, with your audience? And there's only 3 ways of communicating: video, audio, and written, right? And once again, I'm not going to go too hard on this, but you need to control your platform. Social media, you don't own that. Okay? You use it and leverage it. But if all of your business and traffic and your communication and your platform is on Instagram or Twitter and you get shut down on Instagram or Twitter, guess what? You just lost your business. And many times you can get shut down and it not be your fault. You have competitors that can sabotage accounts. And I talk about this all the time on the podcast. Several BEB family members who are making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month strictly on social media, Instagram and Twitter, got their accounts shut down. And guess what? Literally, they're out of business. Revenue today, no revenue tomorrow. And so that's why you need to have your platform. So a platform is a way to communicate to your audience that nobody else can control. This podcast, this is a platform. If you have videos, I'm not talking about on YouTube because you can get shut down on YouTube too. So even if you have your videos on YouTube, you need to put them on your site also. Blogging, okay? Your website. Those are communication tools. Those are the way that you communicate and build your platform. So none of this happens, guys, without lead generation. So your lead generation funnels into your database, and then you communicate with your database via your platform. So Amazon Prime, literally all they're doing, guys, is sending out emails or running ads about Prime Day. And everybody jumps on and they make millions upon millions of dollars because of that. Okay. So that's why we need to focus on building a lead generation system. And that's why I'm creating this lead generation mastermind program. Like I said, go to bebmastermind.com if you're interested. And I'm only taking 5 people. But what I talked about earlier, guys, this is one of the most impactful topics that we're ever going to talk about, because it all starts with leads. OK, and once again, when you can create or generate leads for your business, you will never be out of business. And guess what, guys? Even if this business goes under, whatever business you have, if you know the system, how to generate leads systematically, you can literally start any business because you'll understand the system and know how to tweak it to be successful. Years ago, one of my mentors said, man, if you know how to sell, you'll always have a job. Now, that was his philosophy. But if I know how to generate leads, I always will have a business. I can have a business selling my own products or services, or I can create a business generating leads for other businesses. Every business needs leads, guys. You know, there's no exception. Every business needs leads. And I want to talk about some of the added benefits of knowing how to generate leads. And I'm actually going to be doing this in the bebmastermind.com mastermind program. So you can make money by generating leads for other businesses. So many companies, guys, if you aren't aware, pay anywhere from $50 to $200 per qualified lead. Not just some BS lead, a qualified lead. So if you're selling leads to a home improvement company, they want somebody that has a house, right? They don't want somebody that lives in an apartment because you can't do anything there. Well, they can't do anything. So that they need to be qualified. I had somebody coming over my house the other day, and they come in my neighborhood all the time, especially in the spring and summer. It's lawn care, solar panels, it's security systems, blah, 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 blah. And I just get tired of it. And they're tenacious. They don't want to stop. So what I started doing now was a dude came over trying to sell me solar panels the other day. And my new line to get out is, yo, man, I'm selling the house in a month. I'm not interested. Bye. Goodbye. Because if you don't give them something like that, they're trained to continue to try to sell, which I respect that. You know, I definitely get that. But, you know, to them, I was not a qualified lead because guess what? Jay Jones told them he was about to sell this crib. But so one of the added benefits of knowing how to generate leads, guys, is making money by generating leads for other businesses. And I've talked about this lead generation business before, probably a year and a half ago. I don't even remember the episode, but this is an updated version. I do want to touch on this real quick. So for those of you that do not know, lead generation is one of the biggest businesses out there. As I said, all businesses need leads. And I'm just going to give you a sample of what some of these type of businesses pay for leads. Okay, so if you have a lawyer that does personal injury, they'll pay anywhere from $75 to $225 for a qualified lead. Okay, legal workers' comp, $75 to $250 per lead. These are averages. Criminal defense for a lawyer, $75 to $120. Legal DUIs, and I know some states say DWI, but in PA is driving under the influence or driving while intoxicated. All right, DUIs, $100 to $160 a lead. Life insurance, standard life insurance, anywhere $20 to $50 a lead. Long-term care insurance, $50 to $100 a lead. Plastic surgery leads, $100 to $500 a lead. Mortgage leads, $20 to $150 a lead. Credit card and loans, $20 to $50 a lead. Drug treatment facilities, $85 to $1,000 a lead. I'm going to repeat that one. Drug treatment facility leads, $85 to $1,000 per lead, qualified lead. Home improvement leads, $75 to $250 depending upon the type of home improvement. Legal malpractice, $250 to $1,000 per lead. And what's going to determine the price of the lead? One of the biggest things are the leads exclusive and the product or service that business sells. How much money do they make from that? So if you sell a low price product or service, guess what? You're not going to pay as much for a lead. But once again, if you're doing a plastic surgery, a plastic surgeon doesn't mind paying anywhere from $100 to $500 per lead. If you're a lawyer and you're doing workers' comp, you don't mind paying $200 to $250 a lead because you're going to make a ton of money, right? If you're a lawyer and you do DUI, $100 to $160. So you have to think about what the end user is going to make off of those leads. So legal malpractice. So for example, a doctor screws something up, kills somebody or whatever. And I used to work with lawyers all the time in advertising, and they spend a grip on advertising, billboards, TV, and direct leads. Legal malpractice of $250 to $1,000. Now it's funny, it will take them a while to collect, but they know if they get a good case, they can stand to make millions of dollars. So you have to look at what type of product or service that business is selling and how much money they will make from it. Mortgage leads. We used to buy mortgage leads for our loan officers like crazy. And once I said, if you have exclusive leads, meaning your lead is only going to one company, you can charge more. So for example, everybody's heard of Lending Tree, right? So we used to use Lending Tree and buy leads from Lending Tree. So we would buy refinance leads, purchase leads, and all that good stuff for our mortgage company. But what a lot of people don't know is when Lending Tree gets a lead, if you don't buy an exclusive lead, that lead is going to be sold anywhere to 3 to 5 different companies. So I may spend $50 on that lead and they're going to sell it to 5 different companies. They made $250. And now I had to hurry up and reach out to that customer to be able to hopefully secure that deal. So once again, if it's an exclusive lead, you're going to charge more for those type of leads versus other leads. You go to like Angie's List. I think she changed it to Angie.com or whatever now. And you put in for a quote, and all of a sudden you're going to get for home improvement, you'll get 5 people reaching out, emailing you, calling the bejesus out of you because they sold that lead to multiple people or multiple businesses. So this lead generation business is something that will never end. And guess what? When there is a recession and things are bad, companies still need leads. When things are going good, they still need leads. It doesn't matter what climate it is, financial climate, businesses need leads. So you literally could be sitting there in your basement with underwear and socks on, making six figures, literally, if you know how to generate leads. You will never lack for money if you understand the system of generating leads. Your business could go out of business due to industry stuff. Like when I had the mortgage business, the crash in '08 pretty much put all of the players out except the big boys. But if I knew how to generate leads like I do now, I wouldn't have been able to jump back in and got right back into something else. So once again, it's a revenue generating skill set. You will never go hungry if you learn how to master this skill. You will never go hungry if you learn how to master this skill, because you can use it anywhere. You can use it for your own devices, or you can use it to help generate leads for other businesses. And the crazy thing is, guys, a lot of these businesses, especially the smaller ones, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They really don't know what the hell they're doing. They're throwing stuff against the wall. Oh, I'm going to try Money Mailer. I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they're all looking for that thing that sticks. But they don't have a system. I guarantee you right now, if you talk to 10 business owners and ask them, do you have a database and how many people are in it? 5 of them are going to tell you, I don't even have a database. And at least 4 of the other ones will probably have less than 100 people in it. And you can use this lead generation business once you understand the system for local businesses, regional businesses, or national businesses. So once again, if you're dealing with smaller companies or restaurants or fitness centers or things like that, they're not going to pay as much for leads because they're not necessarily going to make as much. Okay, so a lead, new customer to a pizza shop, maybe now if they stay there over the life of the relationship, it may be a couple $1,000s or whatever. But what they can see right away, they may see $15, $20, $30 from an order. Now, if you're talking about a fitness facility, something like that, they have memberships. So even though they may be only getting $35, $40 a month, over 12 months, that's $480. So that lead they may pay you anywhere $35 to $40 a lead for that. So remember, the bigger leads or the more expensive leads are related to what the customer sells. Let me give you the top 9 niches for lead generation businesses if you want to start one. Once again, you don't have to do this, but once you have the skill set, you're going to be well equipped to make money doing this also. Some people may decide, you know what, this is what I want to do. My product is leads. And if that's you, then once again, make sure you check out BEBmastermind.com and be one of the 5 people that are going to be in the mastermind program. All right, so here are the top 9 lead generation niches in terms of making money. The legal niche, plastic surgeons, insurance, and specifically more like long-term care and stuff like that. Even though if you're an insurance agent, trust me, you sell one life insurance policy, you're going to make a decent amount of money. Loans and credit cards are another great niche. Home services and remodeling like plumbing, water removal, mold, home improvements, windows, doors, and all that good stuff. Education, schools and colleges. So we are, or the students are the product. So when you go to college, and my youngest daughter just graduated over a year ago. Thank God I don't have that bill anymore. But that's a business. So my daughter was a product. So that product was $70,000 a year. That's what it gave to that school. All right. So you have mortgages and real estate. You have senior care. So long-term care facilities, which are expensive, and also drug rehabilitation. That's big. Somebody could go into a 30-day drug rehab and it could cost $25,000. So what do you think somebody would pay for a qualified lead right there? And once again, it's anywhere from $85 to $1,000 based on statistics. Okay. So for example, let's look at a mortgage broker. So when I was a mortgage broker, I used to make anywhere from 3 to 4 points on a loan. So that's 3 to 4%. So if I'm doing a $500,000 loan, one loan is anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 in revenue to my business. So do you think I'd spend $200 on a lead? Hell yeah. Qualified lead? Hell yeah, I'd spend $200 if it's a qualified lead. Okay, if you're in the drug rehab business, you think you'll spend $500 to $1,000? and you're going to make $25,000, heck yeah. Plastic surgeons, nose jobs are $15,000, $20,000 depending upon where you go. You think they'll spend, $100, $200 for a lead, a qualified lead? Of course. Loans and credit cards, same thing. So those 9 niches are niches that are very profitable, and they're always looking for leads. Once again, you got to give them qualified leads. And even in the mastermind, I'm going to teach you how to actually get into the lead generation business and not have to sell to the companies themselves. You don't have to sell to the lawyers. You don't have to sell to the plastic surgeons. Okay. So there's a step in between that you can actually sell your leads to, and you don't even literally need a website in order to sell to the end user, because you're not going to sell to the end user. So it's all types of intricacies, but we're going to go through that on the BEBmastermind.com. Make sure you guys, if you're interested in building a lead generation system for yourself and or building a lead generation business, go check out BEBmastermind.com. It's a short audio that you can listen to that tells you more about the program and breaks it down. And if you're interested, just move through the process. I'm only taking 5 people because, once again, my time is limited, and I'm doing one-on-ones with each person. And every member in the mastermind gets 2 one-on-one sessions with me. So that's 10 one-on-one sessions, and I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to do more. So make sure you jump in. This could be a life-changing or life-altering mastermind group. And one of the greatest things about mastermind groups, guys, having been in or still in several right now and run several, is the accountability factor. So when you come back in with the other members and your cohorts in the mastermind group, you don't have your stuff done from the previous week, then guess what? You're going to be sitting there looking silly. You're going to be in the corner with a dunce hat on, faced against the wall, right? So it keeps you accountable, which is one of the biggest things that I found as an entrepreneur, is something that we don't do. And you also develop that camaraderie with the other people in your cohort, and it's going to be a fantastic mastermind. And I'm telling you guys, make sure you go to BEBmastermind.com. The first session starts on Thursday, June 30th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, June 30th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have 3 additional group sessions, and then we have the 2 one-on-ones with each member. And if you do miss a session, we do have everything that is recorded, and you can also reach out to me to go over anything that you may not understand. So BEBmastermind.com. Now, I want to share a real life story with you, and this is basically my story. All right, and I want to tell you about how lead generation and creating a system changed me. But before I do that, real quick, I just want to share all my social media contact information and resource links so you can reach out to me. So everything I'm about to tell y'all is on blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. So you can go there, hit the Learn tab, and everything I'm talking about is there. Learn or the About tab, which has all my contact information. So first and foremost, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy, $14.95, print version, $9.95, digital version. Once again, it's all on the website. Also, I mentioned at the top of the show, 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black community. BeSmartByBlack.com. If you are a Black product producer and you're looking to sell your product to Black consumers, upload your product information for free to BeSmartByBlack.com. Now, if you're a freelancer, you do anything on Fiverr.com, freelancer.com, I didn't forget about you. Go to HireBlackFreelancers.com, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com. Once again, it is also free. Upload your product information and connect with Black consumers and Black business owners that want to hire Black freelancers. I also mentioned BEB Academy, guys. Go to BEBacademy.com. Get 3 days free access to all the resources, masterclass, and courses in the Academy for free, BEBacademy.com. Now, if you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, pound for pound, the best program on the market is Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAelite.com. It is a 15-week implementation program that also has a group coaching component to it. And it takes you from product or service ideation all the way to selling your product on your site and other applicable sites. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to build a physical products brand or a digital products brand. Go to BBAelite.com. Once again, all of that is on BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com website. Now, let me give you my contact information. Anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com, JAYJONES@BlackEntrepreneurBlueprint.com. Facebook, check out Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. The second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, please make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have additional content on YouTube that does not come out on the show. And yes, the show does come out on YouTube every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with coming out on all your major podcast platforms. Also, LinkedIn, connect with me there, J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Clubhouse at I am J Jones. And also check out my companion podcast, AskJLive.com. That's going through a little iteration right now, and we're going to bring that back out on a different platform. But go to AskJLive.com. That way you can actually connect with me live on air, ask me any type of questions you want, and get instant feedback. So instead of like a lot of people email me, DM me, and all of that stuff, just join the show. Go to AskJLive.com and you can ask your question literally right there, and I can give you an answer right on the spot. All right, now let me go to the last quarter of the show, and I just wanted to give you guys an example of what lead generation or creating a lead generation system has done for me. I'm a pretty organized guy for the most part, and pretty anal. So my kids and my wife, they be cracking up about when we go on vacations and trips. I got everything laid out. So I can't take credit for this personally, but I had a conversation with a brother about a year ago, and we were talking about sales funnels. And sales funnels basically are a lead generation system, right? And so we were talking, and he was like, yeah, man, I created a sales funnel for certain goals and financial goals and things I wanted to purchase. So I said, you know what? That's a great idea. So within the last year, I've created 2 sales funnels that I devote specifically to 2 things. Now, the first one is a car. Right now, I drive my cars. I ain't a big car person. I buy nice cars, but I only buy a car probably every 10 years. I don't need to flex like that. But because right now it's a bad time to buy a car, I'm not going to buy a car probably until sometime next year, maybe a year from now. But what I did is I have this product that I came out with, and I created a sales funnel, and all the revenues from that sales funnel are put up, and they're going to be held up for me to buy this car. So when I decide to buy the car next, spring or whatever, I'm just going to pull out of that account what I made from this sales funnel. Another sales funnel goal objective I had is I'm looking to buy a second home or an investment property, another investment property. And so the other sales funnel that I allocated to this is designed specifically to help fund the purchase of this investment property. And so if you get this skill set down, you literally can create sales funnels for every financial objective that you have. Yo, I'm going to create a sales funnel for my mortgage. I'm going to create another sales funnel for my car payment. I'm going to create another sales funnel for my vacation this year. Now, hopefully you're funneling so much money in from these individual sales funnels that you're going to reach your goal like in record time. So now you can take the excess off of that. So say, for example, you have a funnel designed to pay your car note, and your car note is $500 a month. Say that funnel brings in $1,000 a month. Take the $500 for the car note, put the other $500 up somewhere else or reinvest it. And so it's kind of like a game. But if you generate the revenues that you need for your monthly bills each month from your one sales funnel or multiple sales funnels, think about how freeing that could be. So just say all in with all your bills is $10,000 a month, right? So if you have one or two sales funnels that are generating $10,000 a month, you know you got your bills covered. And the beauty about this is, guys, it doesn't matter if you're working part-time or full-time in your business, because you could have a 9-to-5 job and still create a lead generation system to sell products or services. It could be digital products. It could be physical products. It could be services. It could be selling leads. So that's the beauty of understanding and mastering this system. And that's why, like I said at the beginning of the show, I wanted to talk about some of the most impactful topics around that are going to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ and to grow and scale your business. And once again, the foundational piece to any business is sales. And the only way you get sales is by generating qualified leads. If you're sitting around and you're not making enough money, I can guarantee you one or two things. Number one, you probably don't have enough qualified leads. Or number two, you don't have a quality product or service that you're selling. And let me throw number three in. Number three, you might not be a good salesperson, or you might not have a good sales system in place. But the foundational piece to any solid business, any multi-million-dollar business, is lead generation. If you don't have that, you don't have nothing else, family. Trust me. Before we close it on out, guys, I say this each and every week, but it's the truth. Guys, we get more and more downloads every week, every episode, and that's because of you guys, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys, man. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the new website. We want the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, to be the resource for black entrepreneurs. Make sure you use it. Spread the word about the newsletter too. So everything I'm talking about today, you can find it in the newsletter. The newsletter comes out every Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it'll have links to all of the links or everything I'm talking about in the latest episodes. So if you're in the car and you can't write things down, or you're on the treadmill, you're in a meeting, you're at work and you can't write things down, all the links and everything about the show will be in the show notes. And you can find the newsletter login or sign up on every page of blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, usually on the bottom. It'll say newsletter or join us, but that is the newsletter. So make sure you do that. So once again, guys, it's all about spreading this information, getting this good word out here to other black entrepreneurs to help them launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. See, the only way we're going to change our situation is by economics. There's no revolution without economics. We can march, we can do all of this, but if we don't have the power of assets behind it, no real change is going to take place. So it's not about me. It's not about you guys. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide black community by building and supporting black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.